on stage. Come on, let me hear you. You know how it goes. Please welcome Emily Peel.
Thank you. So I hate those people who ask stupid questions on those Facebook community pages. You know, the ones like, where's the nearest rebel sport? Well, here's the link to Google Maps. Who can find a cake maker in my area? It's last minute. Well, here's a link to Google Reviews. How do you dispose of a body? Well, here's the Bunnings Warehouse page. Try the garden aisle and the barbecue aisle. So as you can see, I am quite tall. And people often said when I was a kid, oh, did you play basketball? Or did you play netball? No, I didn't. I played volleyball and I played tennis, where my opposition was on the other side of a net and were too far away to make stupid comments about my height. So thank you for coming out and supporting new comedians tonight. I guess it's kind of like going to one of those, you know, those TAFE training restaurants where they're training the new chefs and the wait staff. I haven't seen anyone drop any plates tonight, but I think I've heard us swear, and I'm sure we're leaving a bad taste in your mouth. Sorry. So I'm single. Hello, fellas. And I'm getting pretty desperate at this point. So I've been getting into manifestation. Now, for those of you who have heard of The Secret, I'm sure you can remember that you ask for what you want, you believe, and then you get it. Well, I'm subscribing to a new rule in manifestation which has come out, which involves neuroscience. So it's all about ask for what you want, believe in it, and get off your ass and go and do something about it. So there is actually a study which proves, with neuroscience, that manifestation might be real. So they compared athletes who lifted weights with their fingers versus those who actually just visualized it. And they found that the ones who just visualized it had the same strength in their fingers as the ones who actually did it. And they're saying, oh, you know, this is proving manifestation is real. It's very exciting. And I'm thinking, come on, that's not new. That's how they invented masturbation. So I work for the CFA. Yes, we all have day jobs. It's a shocker. And we were fundraising recently outside the Cox Plate. So we were getting all the drunk people coming out and giving us their money after winning at the bookies. And I can tell what you're probably thinking. Well, isn't that taking advantage of drunk people? That's sort of a similar moral basis to date rape. And you would be right. But it's for a good cause. Speaking of rape, I visited my Thank you for laughing. I visited my 100-year-old grandmother recently. And we were talking about the Brittany Higgins rape trial. I'm sure you've heard of this, trial by media, we could say. And I love my grandma, but she has some pretty conservative views at times. She said Brittany Higgins brought on that rape herself because she was pissed. And I said, Grandma, you can't say that. It's inappropriate. Say drunk. So I have a younger sister. I was the sort of type A goody-goody at school, and she had a more troubled time, not as enjoyable. But at the end of the day, when all's said and done, those two paths lead to the same place in adulthood, and that is taking antidepressants. So speaking of high school, there were some pretty exciting blockbuster movies that came out when I was in high school, and I'm pretty sad that the streaming services these days have kind of taken that joy away from going to the cinema, you know? So we had things like The Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and so I've decided to write some new scripts that revisit those stories, but with a modern take on the state of Western democracy. So the first one I'm starting with is Voldemort, Make Hogwarts Great Again. Then we'll go to The Wall, an ode to keeping out the muggles. And finally, House Elf Lives Don't Matter. So archaeologists have discovered that children actually built the pyramids. Yep. The giveaway was all of those expensive toys that they left lying around and those crayon drawings that you can't wash off the walls. So I'll leave you with a tale of caution tonight. I recently moved house and I tried to do the right thing and change my address with the Australian Electoral Commission, but they make it so hard. They said you need 17 points of identification and you need a password that's a phrase and a letter and a symbol and a special character and your mother's, father's, husband's, sister's middle name. So I didn't change my address with the Electoral Commission and I ended up having to vote from the wrong address in the recent council elections, which I bet none of you knew were happening either. So this week I got a letter. This week I got a letter from the Electoral Commission, yes. I sort of shat myself a bit. And it said, "Dear Miss Peel, we have discovered that you changed your address before the last election and you voted in the wrong council." Well, shit. There's a valuable life lesson for you. If you think it's too hard to change your address, just commit voter fraud. And the authorities will find you very quickly. I'm Emily Peel. Thank you for coming out tonight.